Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Today is a joyous day on the Jewish calendar. It's called Lag BaOmer. I'm going to touch upon that in a little while, but it's a day that is separate from the days which come before and the days that come after, which historically were Jewish days of semi-mourning, and today is the day of joy. We can all use days of joy. I'll tell you that one of the difficulties in speaking these days has to do with the fact that I have an inclination to scream about what's happening in the world and to yell about our leadership and to express the not only anger and the fear that I feel in terms of what can possibly happen as we see more and more moves towards autocracy. But it's also a day where it's also difficult because I have to speak about Torah and I have to speak about our tradition and I have to bring those ideas forward because those are the ideas that have sustained us as a people, and I am a rabbi. So I will take that privilege, as it were. There's a story about a rabbi named Shimon Bar Yochai. And as we know, the Torah tradition, both from the Torah and the rabbis who came later, tells stories which are subject to interpretation. It's been said that this is the yahrzeit of Shimon Bar Yochai. And so it's a day where very frum people, the ultra-religious, will go to a place in Israel called Har Meron. And there is where Shimon Bar Yochai was buried. He was a rabbi from the 2nd century. And they will not only remember him, but they will celebrate his life. They have a tradition which states that he wrote the Zohar, that great work of Jewish mysticism. No scholars will agree with that. All scholars will say that it wasn't written until the 12th century. But it plays a very important role in our tradition. So let me tell you about Shimon Bar Yochai. He was a rabbi in the 2nd century that couldn't stand anything that was Roman. And whatever it was, he didn't want to use at all, even if it was a bridge or a bathhouse, which was central to the center of the communities, the towns, and it's where commerce was done and relationships were formed. His objection to Rome got to the Roman leaders and they wanted to kill him. So Bar Yochai and his son, they buried themselves in a cave. And in that cave, God created a miracle, according to the legend. He grew a tree, a carob tree, which provided food, and a spring of water that provided drinking water. And there he and his son existed, studying Torah, just studying Torah for 12 years. After 12 years, they decided that they would go back out and see what was going on in the city. And when they walked out, they saw people plowing fields and doing the normal stuff of daily life. And Bar Yochai was so upset. How could the people possibly ignore Torah study? He wondered, and he was angry. And the legend tells us that everything he looked at burnt up. It turned to fire. And so he went back into the cave. And back into the cave, he and his son studied Torah for another year. And then Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, came and said, go out to the people. He goes out to the people and he sees, it's Erev Shabbat, and he sees an old Jew carrying myrtle branches. And he's carrying 2 myrtle branches, and he never heard of that custom before. And so he says, why are there 2? And he's told, one is for Shamor Yom HaShabbat L'Kadsho. You should observe Sabbath, keep it holy. And the other is for Zachor Yom HaShabbat L'Kadsho. That is, remember the Sabbath. And what we know about those words is that one is about what we do, and the other is about the spirit that we bring to it. And Shimon Bar Yochai had an understanding, and his understanding then was that we have to live life amongst the people. We have to do that which is normal, and to that life we have to bring Jewish values. And to that life we have to bring Jewish learning. And to that life we bring our Jewishness, but yet we are part of the life of the outside world, whether it's a life that we share in that outside world or whether it's with others, but it's all part of what defines us as people. That's been, for me, the lesson of Shimon Bar Yochai's life. I would encourage you to read the story and to read what's written about the story. It's fascinating. In the meantime, let us show that we live a Jewish life fully when we live life fully, that we engage in life, that we are honest in business, that we're good to our friends and wonderful to our family, and at the same time, we observe Shabbat and we do that which is essentially Jewish. Shabbat Shalom.